Have you ever felt undervalued? Have you ever felt undervalued, ignored, or underestimated by someone who should appreciate you? Imagine how it would feel to turn these situations into opportunities to demonstrate your inner strength. In today's video, we're going to explore 9 attitudes based on the principles of Stoicism that can leave these people desperate. These attitudes are powerful tools that will transform how you position yourself in your relationships and how you deal with those who don't appreciate you as they should. Curious to discover how to maintain calm and dignity even in the most challenging situations? Keep watching, because these strategies will bring peace and self-confidence to your life in a way you never imagined. The powerful impact of silence. Have you ever noticed how sometimes silence speaks louder than words? Imagine being in a heated argument where someone tries to provoke you, expecting an explosive reaction. Now visualize yourself simply remaining silent, calmly looking at the person. This is the power of strategic silence, a Stoic tool that can completely transform your interactions. In Stoicism, silence is not just the absence of words, but a deliberate choice, an act of control and power. When you choose not to verbally react to a provocation, you're showing a mastery over your emotions that few can achieve. This self-control disarms and often unsettles the other person, who was expecting a reaction. Think of times when you were treated unfairly or underestimated. What was your reaction? If you argued or tried to explain yourself, you ended up playing the other person's game. But when you use silence, you refuse to participate in this dynamic. It's like a chess game where instead of moving your pieces, you observe, analyze, and wait for the right moment to act, if there will be a moment to act at all. Silence also gives you time to think, assess the situation, and decide the best response, if any, is needed. It allows you to show that you're not at the mercy of the emotions of the moment. This confuses those who try to destabilize you because most people are not used to this response. They expect an explosion, a counterattack, something that validates their provocation. Moreover, silence reveals an inner strength that many underestimate. When you stay silent in the face of an affront, you're showing that you don't need anyone's approval or recognition to validate your worth. Your confidence comes from within, not from others' opinions. And this strength is extremely powerful because it is immune to external criticism. Imagine how this can transform your relationships. Instead of getting involved in unnecessary arguments and conflicts, you remain calm and firm. People will start to see you differently, realizing that you are not easily shaken and that you possess a strength that comes from a deep and unshakable place. And this transformation is not just external. Internally, you begin to feel a peace and confidence you may have never experienced before. You realize that you don't need to prove anything to anyone, that your worth is not in the words you say or the arguments you win, but in the way you conduct your life with serenity and purpose. So the next time someone tries to undervalue or provoke you, remember the power of Stoic silence. Use it as your secret weapon, and see how you begin to transform not only your relationships, but also yourself. Silence can be your most powerful ally on the Stoic journey, showing the world your inner strength without you having to say a single word. Emotional balance. The mastery of staying calm. Have you ever been in a situation where someone tried to provoke you expecting an explosive reaction? Imagine the power of staying calm, of not giving the response they expect from you. This is what we call the art of not reacting, one of the most valuable principles of Stoicism. Think of a meeting where someone makes a sarcastic comment about your work. Everyone looks at you, expecting you to rebut, to defend yourself. But instead, you take a deep breath, calmly look at the person, and choose not to respond immediately. That moment of pause, that control, is where your true power lies. Many people believe that reacting quickly is a sign of strength, but in reality, it is the opposite. Reacting impulsively usually means that you are being controlled by your emotions instead of mastering them. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in maintaining calm and clarity, even when provoked. Think of a burning ember. If you blow on it, the fire grows. If you ignore it, it eventually dies out. When we do not react immediately, we give our emotions time to calm down, allowing us to think clearly and respond in a way that truly reflects who we are and what we want. Additionally, when you do not react impulsively, you confuse those who tried to destabilize you. They expect an explosion, a counterattack, something that validates their provocation. By not reacting, you break this cycle, showing that you are not at the mercy of the emotions of the moment. You are in control. Imagine how this can transform your daily interactions. Instead of being seen as someone who is easily swayed by emotions, you become a calm and stable presence. People begin to respect you more, to see you as someone who thinks before acting, who is not easily shaken. This skill is not only beneficial for your relationships with others, but also for your inner peace. By learning the art of not reacting, you start living with more serenity, without being so affected by the small provocations of everyday life. You realize that you have the power to choose your responses, to live according to your values, and not at the mercy of others' emotions. So, the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember the art of not reacting. Use this moment to breathe, calm down, and choose your response wisely. You will be surprised at the difference this makes in your life and the respect you receive from others. The art of not reacting is one of the greatest strengths that Stoicism can offer us, allowing us to live with more balance and serenity. Valuing self-sufficiency. A path to freedom. Have you ever thought about the freedom that comes from being self-sufficient? Imagine not needing to rely on anyone to achieve your goals and fulfill your desires. This not only empowers you, but also changes the way others see you. Being self-sufficient is a demonstration of power and self-confidence that Stoicism deeply values. When you are self-sufficient, you are not bound by the expectations and demands of others. Think about how liberating this is. You have control over your life, your choices, and this is reflected in all your actions. Imagine a garden that you tend with your own hands. Every plant that grows, every flower that blooms is a result of your effort. This garden is a metaphor for your life. When you build your life with your own hands, the result is something genuine that reflects your dedication and resilience. The people around you can't help but notice and admire this. When you become selective about who you choose to share your life with, you don't need to accept any kind of treatment. You know you can manage on your own. This makes the people around you realize your true worth and want to be part of your life not out of necessity but by choice. Self-sufficiency also protects you from manipulation. Those who try to underestimate you perceive the strength and security of knowing you don't need them for anything. This disarms any attempt at manipulation because you are above these small traps. Every time you show self-sufficiency, you send a powerful message. I am enough. This message resonates in everything you do, strengthening your sense of value and purpose. The people around you start to notice this. They see that you don't bow down to difficulties, that you have the ability to overcome challenges on your own. Being self-sufficient doesn't mean isolating yourself or rejecting others' help, but rather having the certainty that, if necessary, you can follow your path alone. This self-confidence is inspiring and attracts the admiration of everyone. They see in you someone who knows their worth and doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. So, cultivate your self-sufficiency. You not only strengthen yourself but also change the dynamics of your relationships. You become an example of strength and independence, someone people want to have around. Because being self-sufficient is, after all, one of the greatest powers you can develop, showing the world that you are complete in yourself. Prioritizing the essential. The power of focusing on what matters. When you focus on what really matters, something magical happens. You start living a life with purpose instead of being dragged by the demands and expectations of others. You set your own priorities, creating an internal strength that is hard to shake. Imagine being at a party full of superficial conversations and noise. Instead of feeling obligated to participate in everything, you choose to talk to one or two people who really matter to you. This focus transforms the experience, making you leave the party with a sense of connection and satisfaction instead of exhaustion. Prioritizing the essential. The power of focusing on what matters. When you focus on what really matters, something magical happens. You start living a life with purpose instead of being dragged by the demands and expectations of others. You set your own priorities, creating an internal strength that is hard to shake. Imagine being at a party full of superficial conversations and noise. Instead of feeling obligated to participate in everything, you choose to talk to one or two people who really matter to you. This focus transforms the experience, making you leave the party with a sense of connection and satisfaction instead of exhaustion. Now apply this to your life. When you focus on the essential, you start saying no to everything that doesn't add value. This not only frees up your time and energy, but also sends a clear message. You know what you want and won't be sidetracked by distractions. People who try to undervalue you don't know how to handle this because you are not playing their game. Think of a ship in the open sea. If it doesn't have a clear destination, any wind or current can divert it. But with a fixed destination, it sails steadily, regardless of the storms. When you have clarity about what is essential, you become that ship sailing firmly towards your goals, indifferent to others' attempts to sidetrack you. This focus on the essential also brings inner peace. When you stop worrying about trivial things and focus on what really matters, you feel lighter. Worries diminish, and you start seeing the beauty in the simple and meaningful things in life. This is something many people have never experienced, and it is precisely this that can leave them perplexed. Here is the secret. When you focus on the essential, you become a source of inspiration. People around you perceive your clarity and determination. They see that you are not shaken by trivialities and begin to respect that. Those who try to undervalue you are destabilized because they cannot understand how you remain so focused and unshakable. So, start living with this focus. Prioritize what matters and leave the rest aside. This is one of the most powerful lessons of Stoicism and can completely transform the way you live and are perceived by others. By concentrating on the essential, you not only find a new strength within yourself, but also show the world that you are someone who knows what they want and will not be sidetracked by anything or anyone. The vital need to set boundaries. Imagine a beautiful beach where the tide line is clearly defined. The water knows how far it can go and the sand remains calm and safe in its place. Just like the beach, we also need to establish clear boundaries in our lives. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and is essential for others to respect you as well. Setting boundaries doesn't mean building walls to keep people out, but rather creating a safe space where you can thrive. When you define what is acceptable and what is not, you are telling the world that you value yourself enough to protect your well-being. This not only increases your self-respect, but also makes others start to see you differently. Imagine you have a garden. If you don't put up fences, animals and people can trample on your flowers, destroying your hard work. By fencing your garden, you are protecting what is valuable to you. Similarly, by setting boundaries, you are preserving your inner peace and your time, two of the most precious resources we have. When you start setting boundaries, something incredible happens. People begin to treat you with more respect. They realize that you are not willing to accept any behavior and that you value your time and energy. This can destabilize those who are used to crossing your boundaries because they now need to adjust their attitudes. Setting boundaries also gives you a sense of control. You are no longer at the mercy of others' demands and expectations. You decide where to invest your time and energy. This provides you with enormous freedom and makes you feel more powerful and confident in your decisions. Don't think that setting boundaries is an act of selfishness. In fact, it is one of the greatest acts of self-love you can practice. When you respect yourself enough to say no when necessary, you are taking care of yourself. This, in turn, allows you to be a better version for those who truly matter in your life. By setting clear boundaries, you also set an example for others. They see that it is possible to live according to your values and priorities without being swayed by external pressures. You become an inspiration, showing that it is possible to live an authentic and full life. So, start thinking about the boundaries you need to set. Respect yourself and see how the world begins to respect you more. Setting boundaries is a powerful Stoic practice that can transform your relationships and, more importantly, the way you see yourself. By doing this, you will discover a new strength and inner peace that only comes from knowing you are taking care of your own garden. Time, a source of wisdom. Imagine the ability to use time in your favor, transforming each moment into an opportunity to grow and thrive. Stoicism teaches us the wisdom of letting time act as our ally, a powerful concept that can unsettle those who try to pressure or underestimate us. Think of nature. A tree does not rush to grow. It follows its own pace, ignoring the changing seasons and storms. Over time, it becomes strong, robust, and unshakable. So is the Stoic, who understands that time is a faithful ally, capable of transforming adversities into strength and patience into power. When someone tries to provoke or pressure you for a quick response, your serenity can leave them bewildered. While everyone around you is rushing to solve everything immediately, you remain calm. This ability to wait, to give time to time, shows a rare and admirable inner strength. Using time in your favor does not mean being passive or inert. On the contrary, it is an active form of control. When you choose to wait for the right moment to act, you demonstrate a deep understanding of the circumstances and confidence in your ability to handle any situation. It's like a chess game where each move is calculated and made at the exact moment. Remember the times you rushed to make a decision and then regretted it. Now imagine if you had waited longer, pondered better, let time show the right path. This is the wisdom of time, a Stoic lesson that teaches us the importance of not acting impulsively, but with reflection and discernment. Those who observe your patience may initially underestimate you, thinking you are hesitating or indecisive. But over time, they perceive the strength of your serenity and understand that you are not reacting haphazardly, but acting according to a well-thought-out plan. Knowing that time will bring new opportunities and solutions is a sign of true strength. Those who try to bring you down or undervalue you end up frustrated with your patience. They realize that you are like that robust tree that continues to grow regardless of the storms. Use time to reflect, grow, and strengthen your resilience. Show the world that your patience is not weakness, but a powerful demonstration of control and wisdom. By doing so, you become an example of serenity and strength. Are you enjoying this video? If you want to continue learning how to apply the principles of Stoicism to transform your life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join us on this journey of growth and self-knowledge, practicing the art of gratitude. Imagine dealing with someone negative, someone who constantly tries to bring you down with criticism and disdain. Now visualize responding to this person with sincere thanks. It may seem counterintuitive, but the practice of gratitude can transform this dynamic and even destabilize those who don't value you. When you start cultivating gratitude, something magical happens. Your perspective changes. You begin to see what is good in situations and people, even in those who seem determined to undervalue you. By expressing gratitude, you not only improve your emotional state but also break the expectations of those who expect a negative reaction from you. Think of gratitude as a powerful weapon. When someone criticizes you and you respond with a sincere, "Thank you for your feedback, I will reflect on it," you completely disarm the person. They expected to shake you, but they find a serene and grateful response, leaving them unsure how to continue with the criticism. Practicing gratitude strengthens your positive relationships. You value good moments more and strengthen your well-being. Those who try to undervalue you realize that their words have little or no effect on you. Gratitude is not just a response, but a daily practice. Upon waking up, be thankful for the new day, for small things like a good cup of coffee, a friendly smile, a moment of peace. This changes your energy and how you face challenges. Over time, this positive attitude begins to radiate to everyone around you. Now think of a situation where you were unjustly criticized. Instead of responding with anger or frustration, imagine saying something like, "Thank you for your perspective. It gives me a new viewpoint to consider." This response not only shows maturity, but also disarms the critic. They did not expect you to be capable of thanking and considering the criticism so calmly. This approach also makes those around you start to respect you more. They see that you are not easily shaken, that you have a solid base of gratitude and positivity. This base becomes a fortress that criticism and negativity cannot penetrate. Practicing gratitude can be transformative. It is not just about being polite, but about changing your own perspective and the way you interact with the world. With each thanks, you build a barrier against negativity and strengthen your own inner peace. So the next time someone tries to bring you down with negative words, respond with gratitude. See how this not only transforms the interaction but also strengthens your serenity and confidence. The power of gratitude is one of the greatest virtues that Stoicism can teach us, allowing us to live with more balance and serenity. The strength of Stoic resilience. When life presents challenges and obstacles, how do you face them? For Stoics, resilience is an essential virtue, a strength that allows you to face adversities with courage and serenity. It is not just about surviving the challenges but growing with them, revealing to the world the depth of your value. Imagine a river flowing through the mountains. It encounters rocks, logs, and waterfalls, but it does not give up. It flows, circumvents obstacles, and eventually reaches its destination. Such is Stoic resilience. No matter how many difficulties arise along the way, you find ways to move forward, adapting and learning from each experience. When the people around you do not recognize your value, it can be tempting to feel disheartened or let down. However, Stoic resilience teaches you to keep your head high. You understand that your value does not depend on others' recognition, but on your own perception and the continuous effort you put into your actions. Each challenge overcome is a confirmation of your inner strength, something no one can take from you. This serene strength confuses those who try to undervalue you. They expect you to falter, to give up, but upon witnessing your resilience, they realize their efforts are in vain. Your ability to keep moving forward regardless of the circumstances becomes your greatest weapon. You are not just resilient, you are unbreakable. Stoic resilience does not develop overnight. It is a daily practice, a constant choice to face challenges with courage and serenity. The more you practice, the stronger you become. For Stoics, obstacles are seen as disguised opportunities, chances to strengthen the mind and spirit. Therefore, the next time you face a challenge or encounter someone who does not recognize your value, remember Stoic resilience. See each obstacle as an opportunity for growth, a chance to show the world and yourself the depth of your inner strength. Honesty as an ethical foundation. Let's explore one of Stoicism's most powerful and transformative virtues: honesty. It's not just any honesty, but one that is direct and straightforward, not trying to soften the truth. This Stoic transparency can be an incredible tool for disarming criticism and gaining respect. When you practice brutal honesty, you are showing the world that you have nothing to hide. This creates an aura of trust around you. People know they can count on your word and that you are genuine in your intentions. Imagine a situation where you made a mistake. The common instinct would be to try to justify or minimize the error, but a Stoic embraces the truth. Yes, I made a mistake. Here is what I am doing to correct it. This approach not only disarms criticism but also demonstrates admirable courage. People respect those who acknowledge their flaws and work to overcome them. This same transparency applies to compliments. Being honest about others' merits strengthens your relationships and creates an environment of trust. When you sincerely acknowledge someone's talents and efforts, without exaggerations or hidden agendas, you build a solid bond. People realize that your compliments are genuine, which increases their respect and admiration for you. Living transparently requires courage. You must be willing to face uncomfortable truths and accept criticism constructively. This courage, however, is rewarded with a more authentic and meaningful life. When you don't have to maintain appearances or lie to please, your mind becomes lighter and your path clearer. Being brutally honest does not mean being insensitive. It is possible to be direct without being rude. The key is in the intention. When your honesty comes from a place of respect and desire for mutual growth, it is well received. People start seeing you as someone who cares enough to tell the truth, even when it is difficult. Moreover, practicing honesty strengthens your self-confidence. When you know you are living according to your values and have nothing to hide, you feel more secure. This inner security reflects in the way you present yourself to the world, walking with your head held high, knowing you are being true to yourself. In the professional context, this virtue can open many doors. Leaders who practice transparency earn the loyalty and respect of their teams, creating an environment where communication is clear and goals are understood by all. This clarity can lead to greater efficiency and better results. Cultivating the virtue of patience. Patience is a virtue often underestimated. Imagine facing a challenge or a high-pressure situation and deliberately choosing to wait for the right moment to act. Stoic patience is not passivity but an active choice of control. When you choose to be patient, you give time for your emotions to calm and your mind to clear, allowing for a more thoughtful and effective response. Think of an artisan working with delicacy and precision, knowing that haste can ruin the work. Similarly, patience allows you to work in your life with care and wisdom. Practicing patience also reflects emotional maturity. Instead of reacting impulsively to provocations or pressures, you opt for a calmer and more calculated approach. This not only reduces stress and anxiety, but also confuses those who try to destabilize you. They expect an immediate and explosive reaction but find an unperturbed calm. Patience thus becomes a powerful tool to maintain inner peace and mental clarity. Cultivating patience requires constant practice. Start with small things in your daily life, like waiting in line without getting irritated or dealing with a technical problem without losing your temper. Gradually, you will find that this patience extends to larger and more complex situations. Want to know how to cultivate this patience and apply it in your daily life? Keep watching. Strengthening self-esteem. Self-esteem is the foundation upon which we build our lives. In Stoicism, strengthening self-esteem means recognizing your own worth, regardless of external validation. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing a person who is strong, capable, and worthy, not because of others' opinions, but because of your own perception of yourself. Regular practice of self-affirmation and self-compassion can transform your view of yourself and consequently how you interact with the world. High self-esteem allows you to remain firm in the face of criticism and challenges. You are not easily shaken because you know who you are and what you are worth. This creates an aura of confidence that is noticeable and admired by others. When you value yourself, others also begin to value you. This is a positive cycle that strengthens your position in any relationship or situation. Want to learn Stoic techniques to strengthen your self-esteem? Let's explore some practical methods. Start by recognizing and celebrating your achievements, no matter how small. Practice self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. And above all, remember that your worth does not depend on others' approval. Your worth is inherent and unshakable. Practicing generosity. Generosity, in the Stoic context, goes beyond donating material goods. It is about a willingness to give of yourself, your time, your attention, your compassion. Imagine a situation where instead of reacting with frustration or anger, you choose to respond with kindness and understanding. Generosity creates a positive energy that not only benefits others, but also strengthens your own serenity and internal satisfaction. Practicing generosity can transform your relationships. When you act generously, you are showing that you value and care for others. This creates an environment of trust and reciprocity. People are naturally drawn to those who are genuinely generous, and this willingness to help can open many doors. Moreover, generosity is also a way to exercise control over your reactions. Instead of being driven by negative emotions, you choose a positive and constructive path. This not only improves your relationships, but also strengthens your inner peace. Want to discover how generosity can transform your relationships and your life? Keep watching. Developing self-discipline. Self-discipline is essential for living a Stoic life. Imagine setting clear goals and, with determination and consistency, working to achieve them. Self-discipline allows you to stay focused on what is really important, avoiding distractions and impulses that might divert you from your path. Think of an athlete who trains every day, not because it is easy, but because they know that consistency leads to success. Self-discipline is the foundation of continuous progress. It empowers you to overcome procrastination and laziness, leading you to act even when you don't feel like it. In Stoicism, self-discipline is seen as a means to strengthen character and achieve personal excellence. When you practice self-discipline, you are cultivating the ability to remain steadfast in your goals, regardless of difficulties. Want to learn how to develop this self-discipline and apply it in all areas of your life? Let's explore this together. Start by setting small daily goals and commit to achieving them. Gradually increase the complexity and duration of these goals. And remember, the key to self-discipline is consistency and determination. Don't get discouraged by temporary failures, but use them as opportunities to learn and grow. Embracing impermanence. Impermanence is an inescapable reality of life. In Stoicism, embracing impermanence means accepting that everything is transient and that change is a constant. Imagine being at peace with the idea that nothing lasts forever, neither the good moments nor the bad ones. This acceptance allows you to live the present moment fully, without excessive attachment to the past or future. Embracing impermanence can bring a deep sense of freedom. When you understand that everything is temporary, you learn to value the present moments more and deal with losses more serenely. This does not mean being indifferent to changes, but accepting that they are part of life and that each moment, good or bad, has its value and purpose. Want to learn how to embrace impermanence and find peace in the transience of life? Keep watching. Practice daily reflection on the temporary nature of things. Meditate on the fact that everything you have, including your experiences and relationships, is fleeting. This practice not only brings a new perspective, but also strengthens your ability to face changes with serenity and courage. If you want to incorporate these virtues into your life and learn more about how Stoicism can transform your daily life, subscribe to the channel and leave your like. If you made it this far, leave your mark by writing "Wise Stoic" in the comments. Let's together tread a path of self-knowledge and growth. See you in the next video, my friends.